Welcome to Brad Accounting Tutorial. So today we have another question of cost volume profits analysis or break-even analysis. So we are going to solve this question. I read.
Studio Emerald Enterprise is a photo finishing store and has provided the following data for the month of March in 2023. They charge 0.6 per unit for developing prints. During March, they developed 12,000 prints at a variable cost of goods sold of 30 pesos per unit. Their variable selling cost was 0.06 Ghana cedis per print. The total fixed cost of Studio Emerald Enterprise in the month of March was 1,500 Ghana cedis. Determine the number of prints SEE must develop and sales revenue if they desire A. to break even, B. margin of safety, C. a before tax profit of 1,800 Ghana cedis and an after tax profit of 1,800, where the tax rate is 25%.
So now, when you have such a question where you are being asked to determine the number of prints C must develop and sales revenue if they desire to break even. So first of all, when you have such a question, what I would advise you is to list your details down, like your selling price per unit. So we have our selling price per unit. So the question is sprint. So the price per unit is cost. So so let's start with A. A break even in units. So break even in units. And to find a break even in units, using the contribution to your formula total fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit. So we don't have the contribution per unit yet. Let's find our contribution. Contribution per unit. It is the selling price minus the variable cost minus variance per unit, which is 0.3, and we have 0.6. It's 0.6 minus, which is going to be, so we have our contribution per unit to be 24 pesos. So now if you have a contribution per unit, then it means we can find our break-even point in units. So put them in our total fixed cost is 1,500, which is 0.2. So 50 gives 6,250 units. Okay, so this one they're asking use the prints. So 6,250 prints. So now let's find the break-even. Set sales and sales number of print sales. Put the contribution ratio. So contribution sales ratio. That's what this one is divide. Put that as ratio is the contribution divided by what? Divided by what? Our selling price per unit, which is 0.6, which will give us 0. Sales ratio, it's what? 0.4. So if you have a contribution sales ratio, then now we can put them in our formula. So our total fixed cost is 1,500 divided by what? Contribution sales, which is 0 points, which is going to give us 3,750 Ghana cedis. So since this one is sales, remember to bring your cedi sign. Alternatively, you can also just go by, let me write alternative. So if you want to go by the, we just find how to find the break-even point in sales. Is you pick the break-even point in units. That's the 6,250. So 6,250. And you multiply by what? The selling price per unit, which is 0.6. We are still going to get 0,700 watts. Okay, so let's move to the B. The B is saying that we should find the margin of what? Safety. And to find the margin of safety is the difference between the budgeted units or the actual unit and the break-even unit. That is the formula. So you put your formula nicely. Always remember to put your formula. So here B budgeted actual units minus what? The break-even. So when you look at the question, the units we have there is, they said during March they developed 12,000 prints. So that would be our actual units. So 12,000 minus what? The break-even units. We know our break-even unit is. So we do this to get 5,700 and what? 50 prints. Very, very easy for CVP. That's where you just need to get your formula. So you'll be able to get your formulas. You just pick the variables or the figures and you put them inside. That's it. So let's move to the C. C is saying that we find a before tax profit of 1,800. It's just like saying find a targeted profit. So they are saying if you find a targeted profit of what? 1,800. And that one also has a formula. So the quantity for desired what? Profit or target profit is equal to the total fixed cost plus what? The targeted profit or the desired profit, all divided by the contribution per unit. That's if you want to find the units in units. That's if you want to find in units. So our total fixed cost is 1,500, and our target profits, which is given to us in the question, is 1,800. So we are going to get, and our contribution per unit is 0.2. So when we add this, we are going to get 1,500 plus 1,800 give us 7,300 divided by 0.2. For the desired profits, we are going to get 13,000 of 1,800. Then we need to sell 13,750 points. Very, very simple. Okay, so that's in units. If you want to get in sales, then that will be the total sales, that profits. So on the unit you need to sell to get that particular target profits. So then 50, then you multiply by the selling price per unit. Selling price per unit is 0. You will get 8,200 and what? 50. Very simple method. Then the total sales, D, that the desired profits, is equal to the total fixed costs plus what? The targeted profits. Then it should be the contribution. But then if you want to find in units, then it should be contribution by what? Contribution sales ratio. So 100. Yeah, which gets 33,000. 3,300, sorry. Our contribution sales ratio is 0.4. 0.4. When you divide this, you have to get 8,000. Okay, so let's move to the last, which is the D. The D is saying that we should find if they desire to have after tax profit of what? 1,800, where the tax rate is what? 25%. What this is trying to say is that they want to, after tax has been deducted, they want to get 1,800. So you see, the first one was before tax, so that's a target profit. The 1,800 tax has not been deducted. That's why they said before tax, you get it, or waiting income. But then if they say after tax, so it means after the tax has been deducted, after the tax has been deducted, you get it. So it means you have to make, you have to target a profit that will be more than the 1,800, so that when there is the tax rate of 25% is deducted, you are going to get your profit of 1,800, which means you have to sell more units to get more than what 1,800. That's what the as profit, so that after tax of 25% deducted, gets 1,800. I don't know if you get it. So that's what the after tax means. That's after tax. Once you get 1,800, you get it. So that one too also has a formula. So let's put the formula nicely. Let's put the formula nicely. The formula is to the quantity we desire. That's with the that profits after tax. So our total fixed costs plus the target profits divided. That's you divide only by the target profit. One minus what? The tax rates. And now we divide all by what? The contribution per unit. Since we are finding the unit first, put units here. You have to divide by what? The contribution per unit. So now let's put 1,500. And we have our target profits to be 1,800. So we divide by what? 1 minus the tax rate. The tax rate which has been given to us in the question is 5%, which is also 0.25. And we divide it by 0.2. So if 0.25 will give us 0.75. So 1,800 divided by 0.75 give us 2,400. So we have 1,500 plus 2,000 divided by 0. 2,400 plus 1,500 will give us 3,000 divided by 0, which will give us 16,250. So if we want to get a target profit of 1,800 after tax, then it means we have to sell what 16,250 prints. But when you look at the before tax of 1,800, then we are going to sell what 13,750 prints. But then if you want to get after tax, that means after tax has been deducted, you still want to get 1,800. Then it means you have to sell more. So that's why we are this time I'm going to sell 16,200 and what 50. So that's the unit. If you want to find in sales, what you do is you pick the unit and to total sales. That's the sales revenue. $16,250. Then you multiply by the selling price per unit, which is 0.6. So when you multiply this, you are going to get 9,750 Ghana cedis. So that is it. Okay. Continuing here. Then all what you have to do is you put the formula and you divide by what? The contribution sales ratio. So target profits divided by 1 the tax rates, all divided by the contribution. So put this in, then you will have 1,500 plus 1,800 divided by 1 minus 0.25, all divided by what? The contribution sales ratio, which is 0.24. So when you punch this on your calculator, then you have to get 9,700. So we are done with the question. So that is all. I encourage you to subscribe to Rad Accounting Tutorials. There'll be more questions and solutions on my channel. So I advise you to subscribe to my channel. Anytime I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Bye bye. See you in my next video. Bye.